Well folks, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just going to have a little chat while I'm riding about Vespas. On the ongoing question, or I should say the ongoing debate or even argument about, is a modern Vespa a Vespa? I actually seen somebody online recently, a person posted about their Vespa, and some guy was very quick to say, that's not a Vespa, that doesn't have any gears and it's not two-stroke, that's not a Vespa. Well, I'm sorry my friend, it is a Vespa. He tried to say it's a Piaggio moped. It's made by Piaggio, and Piaggio put the name Vespa on it, so they made it. If they said it's a Vespa, it's a Vespa. Yes, I know it's not got gears. But do you know, guys, to be honest with you, I really do think that if they had released a four-stroke Vespa, a modern Vespa like this one, with gears, I think they would sell an awful lot. People associate bikes, motorcycles, scooters much more with a geared vehicle. I think if they had gears, if they brought out a later Vespa, maybe a 350 or 400 with gears, I guarantee you they would sell a multitude of those. So yes, I'd love gears, but for someone like me who wants to keep riding and ride a scooter, which suits my personal problems, but as I told you guys before, that finger doesn't bend. A geared scooter, you're changing gears all the time with this hand. You're pulling in the clutch and you're changing gears. Now, so this for me is perfect. Also, 300cc four-stroke. You could go touring on this, no problem. Yes, I notice people go touring on PX125s and LMLs and all sorts of geared scooters. And I think fair play to them, it's great. And if you're touring around countries like India and Indonesia and Pakistan, you can get tons of parts, because there's tons of these older Vespas and LMLs and stuff like that floating around. So that's entirely possible. But the 300cc, I think it's around 24 horsepower, in around the same as my Himalayan actually, but it's lighter than the Himalayan, of course. So you have plenty of power there. Now, one of my last scooters before this, I had an LML Star 150, which was the piston was upgraded with the piston kit and the head and a custom exhaust and a lot of work done to it. That was a super scooter, and I'm crazy. I sold that about 5 years ago, and now I'd buy it back in a heartbeat. I miss that scooter so much. But one of the last scooters I had in Ireland was the PX200 Special. Now the PX200 Special, that'd be, they were black with white side casings, and they had the checkered on the front and on the side casings. I love that scooter. That was an amazing scooter. 200cc, two-stroke, 4 gears. That's the one I went to Llandudno in Wales on, and loved every moment of the trip. So you know, yes, they're Vespas, but yes, this is a Vespa. See that there? That says Vespa. So don't tell me a Mustang isn't a Mustang when Ford put the Mustang name on it. Yes, I know the old Mustang looks amazing, and the new Mustangs don't look amazing. Let's be honest. Now, being honest, I have to tell you two things about my Vespa. When this model first came out, I absolutely said I wouldn't buy one. I didn't like it. It looks, how would you describe it? If you didn't, I love this bike. If I didn't love it and I was sticking with the dinosaurs who only want the two-stroke Vespas, I would say, yeah, it looks like a duck. The arse of it doesn't look great. And I agree. I don't know why you have the rear end swept up so much. And I would have preferred it was a bit more squared off, like on the traditional PXs. And same with the front fender, if it was more squared off like the old PXs. Go and have a look at an old PX125 or a PX200 or a P200. They have that, they're flatter. And side casings, I love the way the side casings sat in them. They don't sit as proud on this, and they're built into the body. I'd actually, strangely enough, I'd prefer the old side casings. And a spare wheel. Come on guys, it's amazing. A spare wheel that fits both the back and the front. And you get a puncture and you just change your wheel. And then down the road you find the garage to repair your other wheel, your tyre. Fantastic. That's something else I love on this. The only other thing, of course, as you guys know, is the electronic key. I like my metal keys. I don't need an immobilizer. I don't need a key fob. I know how to throw my own scooter on. I don't need an electronic key to do it for me. So definitely give me an old-fashioned key any day. As I said before, if I could pull this ignition out and stick an old-fashioned key in with an ordinary ignition barrel, I'd be a happy guy. So but I can understand where people are hankered for the old days, and I would definitely buy another PX if it came at the right price. If my LML came back for sale and I had the money, I would buy it in a heartbeat. If I seen a nice PX in black or white, I would jump at it in Latvia. Vespa sales are very rare in Latvia, and two-stroke old Vespas are even more rare. So the chances of finding one are quite hard. There's quite a few for sale in Germany, which a lot of people go to Germany and bring various different motorcycles and cars and scooters back to Latvia and sell them. That would be a big business. But I mean, it's a possibility I could buy one in Ireland and get it shipped home. I could get one of my mates in Ireland to go and check it out for me. If it was the right scooter for me, I'd actually get a courier to collect it and bring it home. There's actually, at the moment, my friend Jimmy from Pit Stop's crew, he posted on the page that there's actually I think a young lady, possibly maybe a man, I'm not sure, it strikes me as being, I think it was a lady's name on the post. She's selling a Vespa PX200 special, the very model I used to have, the very same. Wow, if I had $2.5 grand, I'd buy that bike. I'd bite the hand off that woman. I'd love it. So maybe in a year or two, I'm going to keep on looking and definitely buy an old PX. I'll keep this one, definitely, no doubt about it. But I'd love to buy an old PX. And then if I have problems with the clutch, you know, make sure it's a new clutch cable, as smooth as possible, well oiled, and nice gear change cables. And I should be okay. I mean, I can use those two fingers perfectly. Those two fingers are grand. So, you know, I'm not a little guy, I'm not a skinny guy. I think I'd be well able to pull the lever in and change gears with the two fingers that are okay. So that would be on the books. My first Vespa ever was a T5, a red T5 that I bought second hand but very new, and I bought it through Jack Nolan Scooters in Dublin in Ireland, and got my friend to rode it home, which I think that was the one that ran out of petrol. Yeah, they ran out of petrol. There was nothing in it. So that was my mate Peter from Ireland. But anyway, that was my first ever scooter, and my biker friends were like, Harry, what the hell are you after buying? Oh my God, they were horrified. But I loved it. The Reds T5, almost new, and those ones that came with the alloy barrel, and they were quite sporty. They had some different settings, reed setup and all, and they were wonderful scooters. They're getting very rare now. If I had kept my one in original condition, that would be an amazing scooter. Now rust, let's talk rust. On the modern Vespas especially. Yes, I've seen posts, they rust underneath at the front, terrible. The first thing you should do if you ride a lot in the winter on wet roads, which usually in Ireland and the UK, and even here in Latvia, but in Latvia when the snow comes we don't ride. In Ireland you don't really get snow, maybe for a week or two. So you're talking wet roads with salt on them from little bits of snow and a bit of ice. So you're riding along on your new Vespa, your modern Vespa, little stones get thrown up and they chip away at the paint underneath the front, and then it starts rusting away because you've salt water then going in there, and that's something that you have to deal with. The first thing you should do is get a little fender extender, a little plastic piece, or a mud flap. You can get the mud flaps for €10, €15. I'll get mine. I will be getting one from SIP in Germany, so I'll definitely be getting that, and that'll help with any potential future problems with rust. But I think the real problem is people are riding them through winter, and I mean that's not an excuse. I don't know why Vespa haven't realised this and doubled up on the protection, you know. I mean, okay, maybe they'll say, oh, in Italy we don't get the winters, but I mean, it's not about that, it's about marketing. Don't send bikes to the UK and Ireland and then the bike rots away after a couple of years. You know, you got to put extra protection. You got to really send them out with a front fender extension on them and people buy them, and then people wouldn't say so much. That's good for the company. But that's, you know, that's I've had a friend who, since I got the new scooter, I haven't rode a scooter in a couple of years, since about 5 years ago when I had the LML, which is a Vespa copy. The LML is a Vespa copy. It's a couple of years since I rode a scooter, and I got this scooter, and in my situation I was really happy with it for my back and my hip and my fingers, and oh God, I sound like a complete wreck. I'm not an actual wreck, I'm just a little bit of a wreck. But my friend, I don't know, he straight away he was onto my Facebook page. Oh, you've bought a GAY scooter, and you know, be a man, get a real scooter, and all this rubbish, which is very annoying. And then, now this guy's a good friend, and I'd like to think he is still a friend, but I got very annoyed with him. Anyway, he came along, and then on my YouTube channel, I had some posts up, and on my YouTube channel he was posting the same stuff. Oh, you know, what a gay bike, and putting up the rainbow flag and all this rubbish, you know. And I just thought, you know, I won't say his name, but I thought, come on, don't be such a dinosaur. Like, you know, get a grip. Yeah, we all love old PXs. We all love the classics, which I love. They're beautiful. We all love them. But I'll just show you this while I'm here. This is the old Orthodox church. Very old church. But yeah, my friend was leaving comments. Now, to be honest, I blocked them. I got really annoyed. I just thought, you know, and the same guy rides a Lambretta, and he's had a Lambretta years, but he's also had a Lambretta that's in his garage for years, you know. And you say to him, there's that old Orthodox church, very interesting. The put a fence up here in the last few years. I used to be able to walk around and take some pictures. It's a nice old building. Let's do a U-turn here, obviously, unless we're going into the forest. Isn't it lovely at the moment, all the leaves on the ground and everything's fabulous. A good test for the ASR system, the traction control system on the modern Vespa. Hey, you don't have that in the old Vespas. Anyway, I blocked them. Same guy had a Lambretta, and have you been out in your Lambretta? Oh no, it's in the shed. You know, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. Oh yeah, like yeah. When did you last ride it? Oh, a few years ago. Yeah, very good. What have you been doing? Oh, driving around in the car. Yeah, fantastic. You know, it's ridiculous. Don't slag off someone who's riding a scooter and is still, you know, enjoying what they can. You know, it's ridiculous. Like, especially when you're not riding yourself. Don't criticise other people because they bought a modern Vespa. You don't know them. You know, you don't know who they are. Maybe they've got metal pins in their wrists. Maybe they broke their wrist many years ago. They're full of metal rods. They can't change gears. You know. Maybe they want the reliability. Now, the old Vespas, when they're kept in fine fettle, they're quite good. They're quite reliable. You know, I've done a fair amount of kilometres in Ireland on the old Vespas, and they're great bikes. But these are extra reliable. And they're easy to maintain. If your belt goes, you can take the side panels off. You only need a couple of tools and you can replace the CB belt. You know, it's just a belt, it's easy to replace. So you need to replace them about every 10,000 kilometres. I ride fairly gently. I wouldn't be doing top speed a lot on motorways. So I expect to get to 10,000. Now you add up the idea that I'm a big guy, so maybe it's like riding two up all the time. So let's see when it goes. Let's see if it goes. I'll ride it until it goes, possibly. If I get to 10,000, I'll change it as a maintenance thing, you know. But I'll keep riding. I don't really fancy riding it until it breaks. But if it breaks before the 10,000, I will definitely put it on the channel. I just came out for a little ride today. The weather's not so bad today. We're up a few degrees. It's quite lovely today. So I'm enjoying a ride out. It's a lovely little road, this road is. Fabulous little road. So we're just leaving the town of Viksna. As you can see in the sign there on your right. Viksna. Viksna. In Latvian, you see there's a little sign over the I, which makes it longer. Oh yeah, and in Latvian, I is pronounced E in the English alphabet. So if you're in English, you go Viksna, but no, in Latvian it's Viksna. Lovely little town. And my other half lived for many years in the countryside just outside Viksna. She was a country girl, and the family many years ago had horse transport. Her grandfather was a farmer. So amazing to think. We used to go in the snow, horse and carts, going down to the local village to get stuff, you know. So all of these posts I do are unscripted. I never really, as I'm leaving the house, I'm thinking, what will I talk about today? And something just comes into my mind. And after reading this guy's comments this morning on someone else's post, this guy saying, oh, that's not a Vespa, you know, I just thought, yeah. But, you know, you can say it's an auto Vespa, yeah, fair enough. You can say it's not a geared Vespa, or it's a four-stroke Vespa, but you notice the word Vespa is coming at the end of every last sentence. So, if we like the new Royal Enfield Himalayan, it's nothing like the old Himalayan. It's nothing like the old Himalayan. And I'm surprised they called it Himalayan. Maybe they're trying to ride on the name of the Himalayan. But I'm surprised they didn't call it something different. You know? And you know my feelings on the new Himalayan. Granted, It looks well in the black and yellow with the gold wheels. That looks okay, actually. So don't think I'm a complete hater, you know. But really, if I'm going to keep biking, it will be on the 411. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, I was telling you guys after my back MRI scan thingy. So basically they said, yes, there's changes, there's something going on there. You need to go and see a specialist. And then we need to think about putting injections in your back. So that's the latest fun and games regarding all that stuff. So I won't bore you all of it anymore. I have to organise things, but it's good. I got the whole summer riding, and then maybe get a few injections or whatever during the winter, and let's see how much fun we can have next summer. So far I haven't paused the video, so I better keep rambling. So I'm on the way back now. That was just out to Viksna and then back home again. This is a lovely little road, and I knew this road is not beside trees. And if you go into any of the smaller country roads this time of the year in Latvia, you get a lot of leaves on the roads, and it can be quite interesting, especially on the scooter. It's quite interesting on the scooter. Another thing I love about this time of the year is there's no insects. There's no insects trying to fly into your mouth and kill themselves. You don't have that problem, you know? Oh, it's just great. So I can talk away and not swallow any insects. I'm quite surprised I didn't swallow any insects during the summer when I was rambling away. So it's quite interesting. I really am an introvert, guys. I absolutely. If I go to parties, which I usually don't, I try to avoid parties usually. If I go to parties, usually I sit in the corner and I won't have much to say. I've even had people coming up saying, "Are you okay?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm grand. I'm just people watching." I'll be like, "Yeah, but you're all right." I'm like, "Yeah, of course, I'm grand." So, but on the bike, I can rabbit away for ages. On the scooter, I still call it a bike. I suppose it is a bike, but it's a scooter. Oh, it's not a Vespa. Oh no, it's a Piaggio. No, it's not. It's a Piaggio Vespa. Come on, you old dinosaurs. Accept the modern world. Do you know, even, and I won't be around to see this, but even if they turned around and they did say, "Sorry guys, all fuel gone, no more petrol vehicles allowed, they're gone, end of story." Now, it won't happen in my lifetime, maybe sometime in the future. The powers that be, the ones who control our lives and make such a mess in the world, they're the ones who will say, "Now, only electric vehicles allowed." Well, you know, I will still ride a Vespa with a battery compartment. If it was like the GTS, I've seen there's guys who are converting into electric older Vespas, DXs, modern Vespas. I think they've done some Lamborghinis as well, and they're great. They look fabulous. Now I know there's the age-old thing of how far can you get on an electric battery, but battery technology is improving all the time. All the time it's improving. So you will get further. And for me, in my little town and my surrounding areas, a lot of the places I visit are only 30-40 kilometers away, like Gulbeni town, Viljaka town, Viksna, Kuprava, all these places I'd love to visit. They're all very close to where I live. I could easily do them trips on an electric scooter, but it's got to have the style. That's the only thing. I only like the Vespa style, Lambretta style, Royal Alloy. Royal Alloys. Now let's talk about Lambrettas, the old Lambrettas and the Royal Alloys. I have to say, I had a Lambretta, an old LD, and I loved it. Sorry, mistake, GP, the GP. It was an express bike from the newspaper delivery guys. So I bought one of those from the guy who used to maintain those Lambrettas. I'll put a photograph up at the end of this post so you can see what they look like. Anyway, I bought one of them without the box for the newspapers on it, and I love that. So I do love Lambrettas as well. I find my knees a little bit closer to the handlebars. I found the Vespas more comfortable, but I love the Lambrettas too. But I have to say, the Royal Alloys are fabulous. I think, what's the other one, Scumandi or something like that. But the Royal Alloys have taken over regarding Lambretta copies. They look fabulous, they really do. So, you know, I absolutely would ride one of those. Availability here is, well, non-existent. I think you can get them in Germany, but they look fabulous. And what have they got? I think they have the same engine, as far as I know, that's fitted to the GTS 300. I could be wrong. I think Royal Alloy used a similar 300cc engine. So definitely I'd drive a Royal Alloy. Like I was saying about the Vespa, the modern Vespa, the curves at the back and the front fender, they just don't match the old BX, which is I think is a big no for me as regards style. But the Royal Alloys, wow! I mean, they're fabulous. They look fabulous. You know, they really look good. So I'd ride one of them. Absolutely ride one of those. If I ever have the chance to get one. If I became rich, I would definitely have a Royal Alloy in the stable, the 300, or even the 125. They look great. But they're 4-stroke. We're not talking electric. Now there's another, I think it's Chinese. They're under number names. Modena, I think it's called Modena. And also it used to be called MASH, a Spanish company, MASH. So I think the Chinese produce, and then other companies buy them and put their name on them and sell them, like a lot of electrical products. Now the Modena scooter, 125cc, it's like a copy of an older Vespa. I gotta admit, they look fabulous. If you want a scooter that's gonna look like an older Vespa, I like them. They look great. They would be my two favourite style scooters that are automatic modern scooters that are copying. I don't like the new Lambretta copy. It's funny because the Royal Alloy looks more like a Lambretta than the new Lambretta. So there's a few. You should check out some of them bikes, some of them scooters. If you're looking for a scooter and you don't like the looks of the Vespa, check out the Royal Alloys. Now people would say, they have a lot of problems and Chinese. I get sick of hearing about this stuff about Chinese. Guys, there's tons of Chinese stuff and everything. They're a huge industrial nation now, so give it a rest. You know, so just deal with it. And I guarantee you, if you look through most of your bikes, somewhere along it, you'll find Chinese parts. I'm back in the town now. Back to wonderful Bowery town. Yeah, as I was saying, I'd definitely go with the those scooters if you wanted something that was modern. What if they put an electric motor in any of those? The Royal Alloy, the Modena, I don't know, Modena I think it's called. I'll put the name up on the post. If they actually said, there's your choice, I'd buy them. I'd buy either of those or the Vespa with a battery. But I wouldn't buy any of the other scooters. There's a ton of scooters. And there's a ton of fabulous new scooters. like Japanese big scooters, 650s and 800s, and you know, Galeras and all. But I like the old style with a modern touch. So I suppose I'm definitely not a mod. I never had the style to be a mod. I don't dress enough to be a mod. I'm not classy enough. But I'll definitely be a scooterist. And I love the whole 1960s scene of the mods and the rockers in the UK and the whole history of that. So definitely that would be me. So, you know, I have to say that the 650 Suzuki Bergman are wonderful. You know. Then again, the more you look into them, they look like there was something I did look at in the past when I was first thinking of getting another scooter instead of a bike. And I first thought about the Suzuki Bergman. But the Bergman, I investigated and said, there's problems and it's a nightmare to do certain parts, and I just thought, it didn't, you know. I went and bought my Himalayan. I'm very happy with the Himalayan I was. Or I could say I am at the moment. But it's not got the sort of style I want, you know. In Ireland I hung out with a lot of scooters, and I hung out with a few of the clubs, and I made videos at some of the rallies and stuff. But that's not going to happen here. So really here, you're not riding something that fits in with the crowd. You're riding something because you love to ride it. And that's where I'm riding the Vespa now. There's an interesting bunch of guys in Lithuania, quite an active, small club, but active in Lithuania. So I will go and meet those guys, definitely, for a scooters party. You know, and where I'll sit in the corner probably. But I'll meet those guys, go for rides, and maybe stay overnight. Possibility of going with my van, because I'll go with my other half and we can sleep in the van during the night. So that's what I'll be doing. There's a small group as well in Estonia. I think only a few, but again I'll meet up with those guys. So there's a bit of a scooter scene around. It's not huge, but it is there. Well, I'll fly the flag in where I live in Latvia. The part of Latvia I live, scooters are as rare as hen's teeth. You don't see, like, Vespas are as rare as hen's teeth. I think I've seen one in this area in 5 years, nearly 7 years living there. I definitely had the only LML around, that's for certain. No LMLs. I've never seen another LML in Latvia. And even the old Vespas, I've never actually seen somebody riding an old Vespa in Latvia. And I think I've seen about 2 modern Vespas in Riga city. So they're really rare. I like rare. I like to be different.